she sexually liberal?
But that,
I love how that shocked everyone. I love it. Like everyone's like,
no, but guys, there's a thin line between the two. I feel like it's a thin line.
But I think it should start with defining what a hoe is.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
Does a hoe mean that someone who freely sleeps around with no conscience, or what is really, does hoe mean sexually liberated?
I feel like people have, I mean,
A negative connotation.
yeah, it depends on the negative connotations of it, but because long ago we only had the concept hoe. The term sexually liberated came in now with Twitter. But hey, we used to associate these things with whole activity, hoeing. Maybe we tried making hoeing look fashionable, in my opinion.
I just feel
Hoe is
like
life.
when you sleep around, you're a hoe.
Wait, what?
I need to be defining the term hoe, right?
Sure.
So, generally in society, when you sleep around, I don't think people know what sexually liberal is.
Yeah.
So, you're a hoe.
Okay, let me school you.
Okay, yes.
The difference between the two. So, a hoe is a female or a male who sleeps around solely for the benefit of the other person. Now, someone who's sexually liberal sleeps around because they want to get that D for themselves.
but then,
Wait, so you're saying a hoe is somebody who sleeps with a lot of people for other people?
For other people.
Yes, there's a lot of those people, you know, you come across. Let me tell you.
Which
there's
Satan
crazy
is
people
that?
out there.
Which Satan is
No, it's not a favor. You know, some people get into these things where it's like, listen, I really want him to love me. I want him to think I'm beautiful. I want him to accept me.
So it's not a hoe.
For me, that's a hoe.
But then you,
I
yeah.
have a question. So are you trying to say that people who, for example, if you get into a relationship now and you sleep with the other person because you're trying to please that person or trying to keep the relationship, and then you break up, and then next relationship you do the same thing, you break up, next relationship. Okay. I think we need to put this. We're not speaking about relationship sex. We're speaking about just sleeping with no titles.
But I feel like, I think people just say a female who's having a lot of sex, doesn't matter why or how, is a hoe. That's what people. That's what society defines as a hoe.
But do you think that's justified? Because that's how.
I have a problem with that.
I mean, we grew up with one term, hoe. Sexually liberated, I think now
Just
came now to justify girls' behavior and guys.
Justify?
No, wait.
I feel like that's politically correct.
No, I feel like it's an underlying double standard, because like you said, it doesn't matter what a female does. If I sleep with whoever and I'm not in a relationship, I'm a hoe. But if a guy does it, they celebrate it.
Yeah,
what's the problem with that?
Yeah.
No, but
We don't consider it a hoe, but we just
Oh, you embrace it.
we embrace it.
So then,
It's just like
It's a good thing.
I think
no,
right
it's not
now-
that
Not
you
a good
embrace
thing, but
it. It's a good thing. Guys actually say, like they have a whole body count thing. They look at how many girls you can get, how far you can get with a girl. So it's not that you like embracing it. You guys celebrate it from the beginning.
Yeah.
Just say, guys, can I give you my opinion?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think there's no such thing as a hoe, because the word hoe only exists because, and let's not lie and say that it's also a guy. The word hoe has always been associated with women, and it's been associated with women because of the fact that women are seen as people who aren't allowed to be sexually liberated. The term sexually liberated is not something that's come about now. There have been feminists who've been writing about this since the fucking 19th century.
No, what he's saying is the term did exist, but it only surfaced now, like via Twitter.
No.
I've never heard that sexually liberated.
People started using it because women are beginning to feel feel like they have a greater platform to speak about how they want to view themselves. So I don't think there's anything like hoe is not a word in my mind. You know, when I speak of, it's not a word. It's not. It doesn't. It's just a word that men have created to call out a woman who loves themselves.
Who are sexually liberated?
What is about that term hoe? Where does it come from?
Yeah, what does hoe mean?
Yes, I don't think we can deny that it comes from men.
Okay, wait. I think the word hoe comes from whore. What was whore back in the 60s? What was a whore?
It's just a point phrase.
So, thank you.
So it doesn't for men. It's for men.
No,
That's quite.
ladies put
I feel like as an American. I think
think they call each other hoes. You know how black people in America call each other
Nigga,
That's a
yes.
Yeah, but like,
Okay, you know what? That's a different conversation.
No.
That's a different
I
conversation.
think it's more.
I'll be honest with you, really. Yes, women have our issues. We're not all at the platform where we're willing to accept the sexuality of other women because of society's general views. Because me, as a woman who's sexually liberal, who's like, yes, I'm gonna live my life, I'm gonna do this. Other women see that as immoral because this has come from men. It's coming from men telling you that you are a Jezebel, it's against the Lord, it's against society. You will be excommunicated if you decide to spread your legs.
But equally, women do that too.
What do you mean women do that?
With men.
No, with women. Women with women.
Yeah, no,
Yes, we get that. We get that women do that with other women. We're just saying.
What I'm just really trying to understand is why women bashed and stuff for just wanting to get it in. I feel as though that some people just assume that, okay, cool, no, she's just sleeping because she like, no, sometimes just women just want to get it in. The same way guys do it.
Yeah.
So then why is it this double standard?
I think it's an upbringing issue.
Yeah.
So growing up, my dad used to encourage me to thingy, but to go get girls and
Yeah.
stuff. Whereas my sisters are not encouraged
Stay
to
at home.
stay at home.
Yeah.
Like if you look at the rules that they put on me as compared to what they put on my sister, they're very different.
Yeah.
My curfew is late at night. Them is like 6 p.m. You have to be here. You understand? So it's,
Okay.
it's one. I won't lie. It's not my upbringing. I can't change that. Maybe it's like my way, my mentality, my way of thinking. You know, it's something you're trying to change now because obviously the Twitter, Facebooks, they enlighten you. But you have to come to reality with the fact that you're trying to unlearn things from like 10 years, 20 years of what. Your culture. Does your culture say it's good for girls? No, it's not. If you go to Lobola, you can go as far as Lobola. Just fine.
If you're not a virgin,
it goes down.
Exactly.
That's what I'm back. So
The life goes down. Wait, so now the bola is.
They used to change. They even used to change.
But you know what? Tying in the ideas of the bola and upbringing, I think as a female, you're constantly being prepared to be a wife. From the moment you are
Thank you.
born. It's let me teach you how to wash dishes. Let me teach you how to serve. So this idea of being a wife and being wholesome doesn't tie in with you sleeping around.
But wait, it doesn't. The same
But
thing
it does,
happens.
though. Like,
It doesn't.
No.
If
But
they
I
teach
mean, in terms of like upbringing, like saying that you're a man, you must provide, you must go away.
Yes.
That's how we raise. That's
No, but the difference between you and I, it's you go out and get experience for your wife. Go and sleep with as many women so that by the time you get to the marital bed, you're great.
You see, and my question with that is, who are they expecting to sleep with if they're going to judge the people that are opening their legs?
Exactly.
Who are you expecting to sleep with?
There are men
If
who
you're
are like,
not allowed to open your legs for the man.
There are men who are like, no, I'm gonna sleep with whoever, but I want to marry a virgin.
Exactly.
Who are you sleeping
with people, then the people that we marry, we're supposed to have virgins there.
Yeah.
It's just like a whole contradiction.
So the problem is, why is it that the woman is judged for sleeping, but you're supposed to? I don't understand.
I think, just to add to what you were saying,
Yeah.
I think the difference is women are brought up to follow and men are brought up to lead for some reason.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that's the problem. That's why you find that there's a dictatorship, because naturally if you're a follower and there's a leader and someone at the top, he's going to dictate as to how things interact. And I think that's where the problem is, how we're brought up. Women aren't brought up in rare circumstances. They're brought up to be independent, brought up to be self-thinking. You find that happens mostly maybe in women-led households or single moms, whatever. But more often than not, men are being told to be literally messing it up. I mean,
wait, can I say something just as a general comment? Depending on what you believe in, I mean, others believe that we evolved from animals and whatnot, others believe that we were already here and stuff. In either side, like if we did evolve as creatures from like apes and whatnot, if you look at the wild, who provides for the, like who actually nurtures everyone else? Yeah, you can go as far as that. A lion.
Religion.
Yeah, like
is being talked to. I've never heard of a
like a
lion.
lion looks like a pride.
I've never heard of a lion. I've learned prostitute. if I grow up in that surrounding, how do you expect me to now say, listen, it's a
So are you trying to say trying to say that the Bible is promoting this
Yes.
thing?
No.
So
The Bible is not.
So Bible
Like,
has to
I
be
think that's
submissive.
it's like how you guys start using makeup and stuff.
Yeah.
How do you guys know? No. How do you guys learn that concept? You read magazines, you saw, you watch TV.
But
you
males,
saw actually.
a lot of males actually wear makeup too, and it's very normal. in the
Yeah,
world.
but still, though, like, wait like this.
It's a thing of we need to be able to either rewrite history or unlearn the things that we already know.
But that's a
Move
process.
forward.
Can I just
It's a
answer that?
process. It's a process, but we need to move forward.
I think that before you get to your question, I think the whole idea that you bring up of the animalistic representation or equation that you make is actually quite reductive, and I think it's a lazy argument because the same thing is said about homosexuals. You'll find no, I don't see homosexual things happening between animals, whatever, which is true, and it does. You say that the male pride is meant to whatever, but you find the woman also providing. The women are providing for the cubs. That's just the way in which we choose to see the way our roles, And the whole thing of like, how must I now unlearn? The difference between you and an animal is that you are a human being. You are able to interact. Men are lazy. Men don't want to let go of their privilege. Like white people. They have.
Here's my question. She said we need to rewrite history, right? So how do we then rewrite history when the Bible is against women being sexually liberal? I don't want to say society is against all religions, because in the Bible.
That's the thing. You need to also understand that a lot of people take the Bible and they only highlight what works for them.
But equally culture.
It's not just Bible.
Exactly.
It's
But that's what I'm saying. Can I just answer to that quickly? I don't know if it's because my parents are very modern or anything like that, but my parents literally say, we don't want Ilobolo for my daughter. We don't need Ilobolo for my daughter. That's not something that's going to help us in any way. Because that was something that back in the day they needed to do because maybe the girl's family was poor from getting her rights and all these things. And then you bring the cows in and they have some sort of wealth. My parents don't need that. My parents said, if we're still going to do the traditional thing, if I happen to marry someone who's also very traditional, that local is literally just going to be the amount of what the wedding has to be. Nothing more than that. That's what I'm saying. Culture has been diluted, culture has evolved, culture has just been adapted.
But do you agree that the damage has been done?
But we can exactly
So this is 15 years. This is 16 years. Twitter, when did Twitter start actually blowing up? Like 4 years?
Social media,
Maybe 4.
It started, but when did Black Twitter? Let me actually woke Black Twitter. Woke Black Twitter versus 15 years of you being with your father. Your father's probably like, that's right.
But then it's your job. So when you become a parent, to change that.
But what if you don't know the difference?
That's what I'm saying. You can't say, no, it's culture. You can actually change the way you view things.
No, I think, we honestly speaking from a privileged point of view. For us to sit here and speak about how culture is so redundant, religion is so redundant, we are sitting literally at the pinnacle of education in South Africa. That's why we are able to think like that. I honestly believe, setting culture aside, setting religion aside, we need to redefine what it means to be a man and a woman.
Do you think?
I think we should blur the lines between what a man and a woman is. I think we don't even
have to. A lot of times, women have played men's role, whatever the
That's easier said than done. Like
let's blur
that
those
whole
two
now
lines.
equality issue of, who pays for the household? Like it's not that easy. You can't just. It's like white people say, I see no color. Literally, that's stupid.
Okay,
I disagree. Honestly, I think in your heart of hearts, you know what's wrong and know what's right.
Morally,
morally, I think morals will just like try to define
But do you think maybe you grew up in a certain way, knowing that something's right or something's wrong. You groomed into
okay, but
that's
that's
wrong.
listen.
You don't just automatically, instinctively, just think, listen, this is wrong, this is
No,
right.
but I'm saying as you are brought up.
So if your mother tells you that this is wrong, and I tell you, actually, my father told me this is wrong.
Can we agree that morals are defined by either culture or religion?
No, I think
It's about association and what you associate yourself with.
I'm saying morals are defined by culture and religion. So if you take that away, your instinct says, no, I'm not supposed to do that, no?
But
Can I
want to know.
Can I just say, guys? I think culture and religion not dilute, but rather, I think, infest our moral compass.
Yes.
Because what you actually say, Muti, I think is right because my father says, so that's not even your own thoughts. No, you're not. Let me finish. It's a diluted thought. It's a thought that's been given to you. That's what Kefilwe says when you take away everything else. When you take away religion, when you take away everything else, what is it in you? That's it. No, it is reality because the fact that, no, can I finish? The fact that, you can acknowledge the fact that your knowledge has come from a second source, a first source, speaks to the fact that you are able to actually discern the fact that this is actually being lazy, I don't want to actually use my brain.
My point of as you are brought up, religion informs you to what your morality is like, what this is wrong, this is right, your own culture. But as you grow, maybe 18, 20, you can't put a definite age, but you start having independent. That's how I was saying that at your heart of hearts, you know what's wrong. But you start trading.
I think we're getting a
that's the reality, to be honest.
Right now.
Yeah.
Let me bring you back to the topic. Let me test your mind. Does body count matter?
Yeah.
Because we can talk about culture all day.
You
But
know what?
for the
Let's go
woman,
around.
but for the woman or man who you feel like you want to take home, does her or his body count?
Yeah, let's actually talk about it.
Yeah.
Shouldn't.
Can we say yes or no?
Yes or no, then discuss why.
Just quick, I feel like
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it matters if you're telling someone that you see a future. I think it because it informs in your mind what you think about them.
Okay.
I say no.
So you do think they're a hoe? Just to confirm.
No, we'll get back to that.
I didn't see it.
I say no personally because people also lie. I can ask you what's your body count.
You say
It's
five.
fine. 5 times 10. 5 times 10. So for me, it doesn't matter. It's a mental thing now. Listen, like it's also 2017 now. I feel like Twitter's informed me. I'm woke. It shouldn't matter, you know. But I feel like maybe I would lie. Like before Twitter or whatever, I maybe look at that body count and be like, it's a lot. So you know, it's also that thing of it's also I can get what guys or girls are coming from. Where
Yeah.
The higher the body count, the higher
The higher the chances of you thinking she's.
No. The more guys have power over you. No.
That sort of thing.
I've hit that before. It's a concept I've hit that before. So that's guys. No, I'm speaking in terms of guys' opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm not saying guys are right.
next
but-
one.
I think it matters because I want to know why it's that high. Or I want to know why it's that number.
Oh,
No,
why is it low?
listen. Oh, why is it low? No, listen, it could be high because you were with a lot of people, so you have commitment issues. Do you get what I mean? So I need to know where am I standing, you know? So for that reason, I need to know why.
What if she just wanted to get it in?
Yes, is it a hit and run with me?
Yeah, but
no, but we're
at
talking
least
about
you must
taking
know
her home,
the
right?
reason. You need
Because
to
they
know
said
the
if you
reason. If you say you want to get in, it's fine.
That's the, yeah.
That's okay.
Okay. Are you gonna change though? Are you gonna change though?
No, but at that time when I was single, obviously I'm not committed to anyone. So if I'm horny and I want to get it in,
Get it in, honey.
there's an option there. Get it
Do you
in.
think-
It's not.
don't
There's
listen
no
to the question.
commitment.
Yeah. So like I said, I need to know why it's
Okay.
that number. That's why it's important.
Okay.
For me, it does not matter at all. At all. All I want to know is 3 things. Number 1, what's your HIV status? And we're going to get tested together. Don't come with some paper from someone else. Exactly.
When people do that.
Like I can buy my status
Because
now.
at the end of the day, everybody's clean and Number 2,
That's fancy.
can you get it in your bedroom?
How you gonna
Give
know?
me what you want. That I don't care about your body count.
Do you think it's easier for guys?
Don't side shame. Don't side
Do you
shame.
think it's
shaming, you never
easier
know.
as a girl accepting a guy's body count? I feel like it is as well. If I tell you
Guys,
10, it's a
I'll just split this song.
Okay. Yes.
And then for me, I think the last one is as long as you haven't slept with one of my friends or family members, then I'm okay.
Okay.
Well, to me, body count. I think it doesn't matter really. Like, I always look at a girl and whatever she's done, I don't really care about that. Before I came through,
Yes.
it doesn't really matter to
Before
me.
you came.
Yeah, like what's important is what happens while I'm here. Are you gonna go sleeping around while I'm here? And then, to be honest, what I felt about the body count is more. And I sometimes, my personal opinion is that guys sometimes do get intimidated by a high body count. Why? Am I going to actually meet her expectations? She's experienced the best kind of sex in her life, and I'm out here like, yo, man, I'm just
doubting yourself.
But no,
Guys can't deal with the mediocre.
Yeah,
So
that's
the minute I say that I'm sexually like active, like I know what I'm doing, like you're okay. I can't impress now.
And that's when they call you hoes.
that's where the term, that's probably where the term ends up coming like actually a hoe. I don't even want to try to even go there because yes.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what
So
other
it's
kinds
an
of
insecurity thing.
It's insecurity. Also, guys are putting
Are we even honest about body count?
Let's go on.
Body count doesn't matter, HIV status, done.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
On your first sexual encounter, delete HIV status. When you plan your expectations and you plan your ideas.
I was speaking particularly towards the question of the person you take home. That's when it really matters. In the heat of the moment, if things I have like that, I'm obviously not always going to ask about.
No, but
I am changing that now. I am asking it because I'm saying I'm full of content. I'm going to take you home.
That's what easy. Yes. I will get carried away, fuck up, and then it's just like,
No, maybe I just like, I'm good at reading people.
So when you
Yes,
say
I'm good at reading.
no, but guys,
they lie.
But let's be honest. Let's be honest. A lot of people don't taste, guys. A lot of people don't taste.
okay, sometimes,
The thing is, people are carrying
Alright. Okay, so for me, it really doesn't matter because at the end of the day, I'm looking at your heart. So if you slept with like 30 people, but you're still a good person and you're gonna treat me right, that's okay. That's all I need.
So you're telling me you're not HIV status will not.
No, come on, you don't feel that. That's
Just go right now.
She's talking about the actual body
Let's just shut down this HIV thing once and for all. HIV doesn't matter how many people you've slept with. You can see with 30 people. You can
Or
see
one
with
person, thank
The
you.
one person could give you HIV.
Exactly.
There's nothing to do with
It has nothing to do with your body count.
That's a question
There's
that comes
nothing
like,
to do with
yeah, that's
I went to a thing when I got tested earlier, end of last year, because it was my first time to I think chic, man. You know, and she was like, listen, there were people who have come and have told me, Lucy, I contracted and I was having sex for the first time. There's people who've come here, had sex with a billion people, still have never contracted.
Yeah.
HIV must lose that stigma that it is attached to.
But do you agree that there is a stigma? So the more people. No, but if you answer
this now, not HIV.
I need to correct you. That's actually not the argument. The argument being made here is when you're choosing to sleep with somebody new, somebody else, whether you slept with one or many, all I want to know is what's your status.
Oh yeah, I think HIV is excuses to not whatever. HIV is nothing to do with body count.
Before we go on to that, right? I think it's not about how many people you slept with. I think for me it's about how reckless are you. Do you guys get what I mean? So you could have slept with 30 and been super careful, and then slept with one and being
reckless.
reckless. How reckless are you? So yeah, that's my thing. I think number does matter.
For me, it doesn't matter. I don't come STDs, HIV, all of that. Let's get tested. Great stuff. I don't think it's a conversation that needs to be had. Like as long as we're both honest going forward, then I'm good.
You know, Prince said something earlier that really stuck to me. You mentioned the fact that women lie about their body count.
No, even guys. Even guys.
But the issue is, why do we feel the need
Because
to
we're
lie?
ashamed.
Why does it always stop at
Wait, let me say, if I came to you, Prince, like, oh my God, we're vibing, whatever, and then we have a conversation and I say that I've slept with 50 guys. you would think different from me.
True. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's why I keep it at a modest number 5. Because you're modest.
I think it's the same with guys. I don't know why, but it's the same with guys. I can't tell you that I slept with 50 girls. What are you gonna say?
I think.
It's the same
No,
thing.
I actually told you
I
that
think
they
it's about
sleep
how
with
much I like you.
girls. Like,
Sure. It's about how much I like you.
I reset the body count then.
Also me. But I think it's about how much I like you. If I know that I'm clean and I don't have STDs or carry anything of that, and I know that if I tell you, hey, listen, my body count is 50, and you're gonna be like, nigga, no, you're born.
No.
Because I'll be completely honest. Only one person knows my body count. Because of how I view it. Because if you say 30,
That's
I like you, but I don't think it's 30. I don't think it's
Would you think it's a problem?
Ask the lady if you want to lie about your body count, lie. But if you're certain about somebody, if you're serious about that one person, you're gonna have to tell them.
Sure.
Wait, but what
No, if you lie, whatever lie. But
I feel like with guys, like if as females, if we tell guys that my body count is this 23 or whatever, they're gonna see you differently. However, I feel like with girls, gonna be like, oh, okay, then she carries on. Like I don't think girls have that level of judgment.
I don't know.
As a guy, I'm afraid to be telling my body count.
Can I
It doesn't matter about your body,
Things are
what
changing.
you
Can I
think.
say?
Nothing's
Like-
are changing. I won't lie.
I want to say.
No, I'm saying things are changing, you're right. Like, I would also maybe accept it. I would accept it because now I've been informed that, listen, your body count actually doesn't matter. What matters is your state. Yeah, you're right, it's your status. So for me now, okay, cool. But personally, even I am uncomfortable actually talking about my body count. Clearly, maybe there's something wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe there's
Have you
a
told a
perception.
female that my body count is whatever, and then she like, look?
No, because I wouldn't tell them my body count.
You know,
I
listen,
it's just my
you know
count.
the thing, that as we're talking about the fact that things are changing, in the respect that men are starting to realize that women have their minds of their own, and she's possibly thinking about me the same way that I'm thinking about her. She doesn't want to walk with me and claim me as hers, meantime she knows that all of them have had what I'm trying to present.
Here's the thing, in my personal experience, because I'm obviously not shy, I don't know if you want to call it sexually liberated or I don't care. I have always, first of all, I have 2 types of body counts. I have my girls, and then I have the guys that I've slept with.
Why do you have 2?
Because the girls and the guys, like the girls that I've slept with, and then the guys that I've slept with.
I'm awake now.
So, telling girls they obviously they don't care about that. They probably have a high body count than me. But telling guys, no guy has ever heard my body count and be like, oh, and stop, because I own it. That's the difference. Sure. I'm like, listen, I've said to so many people, I had fun doing it. I don't regret anything. I knew what I was doing. I'm cool. You go get fucking tested because I don't trust you. And then we move on. Literally, it's a thing of you. People, like it's 80% how you say it, 20% what you're actually saying. So if you have that confidence of I'm not a hoe because I'm doing this and I own it, someone else might actually start to see things differently and try and understand or want to understand.
I just have one question.
Yes.
With body count, could you consider staying with someone? Could it be a factor in you deciding to have a relationship with someone?
No,
it will never be a factor. So if I just put up and say, my number is 2,
If you treat me the way I want to be treated in a relationship and you giving me everything that is what's supposed to be in a relationship, what is the last time? It probably sucks. All 20 of them.
that means like when you get into a relationship now, your base, like your factor of staying in the relationship is the number of people that this person has slept with. It's not necessarily your person. You know what I mean?
Can I say something though? I don't know if you've heard, like I've been reading these confession sites, you know, your task confessions, your one-to-one confession, and I noticed there was a thing trending called cinnamon, for example, which apparently makes a girl tighter or whatnot.
Cinnamon?
It's cinnamon and milk or something. Like I was like, what the milk? So here's what I realized, man. The body count then for guys would start to matter in terms of probably she's no longer tight. If I go in there now, it's not true that most guys would then think, she's probably loose of this.
But like, wait. Can I ask you simple mathematics? Simple mathematics.
Doesn't think Titan after
What does
saying this as a matter of.
But can I ask
I'm
simple
saying,
mathematics?
I've heard guys.
I think that's what
That's what guys say. I've heard guys too. Like for me, like I said, I don't really care about body count and stuff. But I've heard other guys speak, and I'm like, oh.
Guys need to get the job. That's just not made for some spoons.
So let me ask simple mathematics. Okay, so you have girl A and girl B. We used to be scenarios there. Girl A is your girlfriend who you slept with 50 times a day. Girl B is just a regular girl who you sleep with once every now and again. In terms of the ratio to entering the vagina, who's going to be tighter, who's going to be looser? In terms of your argument.
It should be a girlfriend because you enter there most times. And
So
Okay, first of all, I feel like men need to get educated.
Thank you so
The
much.
amount of people that have entered me doesn't determine how loose or tight my vagina
It
is.
doesn't.
Women's vaginas are different. Some people just naturally, and the thing is, with women, when they get wet, they get looser. Just because I'm aroused doesn't mean I'm a hoe.
And biologically,
That's a phenomenon
if you haven't had sex,
I realize guys don't know that kind of stuff.
Yes, guys need to get educated.
Right?
We need to know.
When if she gets too excited, I don't know, like apparently the whole sex, so I don't know.
I don't know. I heard. Girls take like cold baths to retighten.
no, but that's the thing. Like, does it? That's
No, I'm asking, is it true?
I don't know about that personally.
Listen, I can give an example where it's like I can have sex with one particular person and then I don't have sex for 2 weeks, come back to that same person and I'm still tired as hell. It doesn't matter.
Biologically, don't you have
how
contract
big
of
or
the-
how
Let me tell you
how many
when a girl's
times.
vagina will stretch a bit. Just when you having vaginal delivery
Yeah.
and you've birthed some
Then we
child.
can worry.
Then he can start to think about
But then
it.
they can do Kegels. It doesn't come back right back.
Doesn't make
So
sense.
where to
It's
terms
like a very
and then where
bad
to terms
and
like
nice to stay.
so then why do guys actually and girls as well? Why does society not have terms like Kimberly Vogues and whatnot? If the case is that it recovers properly.
Because, like I said, not every spoon is for every job. Some guys are small, and some girls are bigger. That's why when you see a huge guy with a small girl, you worry for the girl because you're like, what is going on? And some guys take that as it's her that's wrong and not maybe I'm not the right size for her.
Guys, can I just even expand the conversation and to give you an idea as to why the problem really lies in the masculine energy and less so, not necessarily man, woman, whatever, but in the masculine energy. The same thing, as you probably all know, or you might not know, I'm an artist, I'm a rapper, right? One of my tracks is called Premium Bottom. And what happens in the queer community, the gay community, you have a top and a bottom. A top being the giver, the bottom a receiver. If a bottom, who most times people associate, wrongfully so, with feminine energy, has sex with 10 guys, that's a hoe, genuinely a hoe. If the top, the giver, has sex with 10 guys, the more masculine guy, wrongfully associated, they're considered a G, a player. So it speaks to the fact, to the issue really isn't lying in the biological sexual thing. It's in the idea and the ideal and the construct that is masculinity.
Yes.
And the fact, the fact that
Yeah.
masculinity is so fragile. Hence why men are the ones who think because they have the masculine energy, they have control of
How do you think like masculinity actually came about? Like how do you get that concept of masculinity like drilled into our brain? Do you think maybe it's our like I'm going back to that upbringing thing?
Can I just
the dad was the household,
Yeah.
was the strong guy.
Biologically speaking,
The man is a
a
man.
woman was built for the
Exactly. I take control. You're like a guy that takes control, right? Masculinity
and shit like that. So it's always been like that.
does not feed into your masculinity. Like you don't want a yes man. You don't want that.
Okay.
And that's I think that retracts from that masculine side.
All right. So
But do you want a yes woman type of person?
No, but for me it's not a factor. For you guys it is. For you guys, if you get a yes ma'am, then it's just like
Oh, that's the best.
can I?
Easier said than done. Easier said than done. No, but you want the man that's gonna fight for you, right?
I've broken up with the ones that aren't too yes ma'am.
But can I just say, it's back to that. The fact that she's different, I think we need to understand that it has nothing to do with the sex of the person. Difference between sex and gender. That's why you must make the difference. It's not the issue with sex. Hence why she would want something like that, because people need to be seen from an individualistic perspective.
Okay,
you know?
so now my question is, you spoke about the queer community, right? So I think when you said bottom top, you were speaking
but the same
of,
thing of dom and femme.
Yeah, so that's
But it's not too much.
That's what I was going to ask.
Lesbians are number one.
In the lesbian community, so how does it work? Is it also a matter of masculinity?
Yeah.
And how do we differentiate?
With lesbians, it's actually quite nice in the sense that it doesn't matter who's talking about it. I know personally, I've dated a lot of studs, which are the ones that are more masculine, and
And they've been associated with the whole.
No, like
they've been associated with the whole host side and.
No, they don't get. Like, most of them. Yeah, sure, they were virgins before me, but it was a matter of, I'm not going to conform to the idea of you're masculine, so only you can do me. No. We're going to get out here. If I want to do you, I'm going to do you. We're both going to do each other. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Can I just say, back to the whole point that the problem is masculine energies, the fact that that doesn't happen in a female and feminine space, and it happens a lot amongst gays, men, speaks to the fact that it's the way in which men are conditioned.
No, but wait, I don't think we should make that assumption, because she's different, and she's talking about her personal experience, and she spoke about that.
But she's not the first one.
No, I understand, but what I'm trying to say is, we cannot say
But
what
in the
she's
lesbian
saying is
community
true
generally-
across.
No, but generally in the lesbian community, there is no whole shame. No girl comes up to you and actually asks you, how many girls have you been with?
Yes.
None of that matters.
What do you guys think about resetting the body count? So
Why
for
do you
example,
want
to reset your body
you can. It's a mentality. For example, I'll say.
Apparently biologically you can actually explain that shit.
No.
Biologically.
But can I ask you in terms of resetting?
Guys, I heard something, guys.
I think let's find a question. How do you feel about resetting your body count when the person that you're trying to hide a particular person?
You're rationalizing a lie.
I don't think
Say
it's
maybe
about-
it's your boyfriend's brother, or it's your boyfriend's friend that you don't want him to find
Honesty
out
is the
of it.
best policy.
No,
But I mean, if
yeah,
you're getting into a relationship with somebody, it's based on honesty. Now, if you're going to start with by lying about something,
No, wait, if I really believe in it, is it lying? So for example, if I live by a policy that says after every 2 months they come down.
You cannot convince yourself that something is not lying. You cannot lie. You can't believe in it and say nah. You justify yourself. You can't justify it.
I think a lot of us also, because I'm a resetter. I'm a resetter in the sense I've been at sex for a long time. I consider myself a virgin. Right now I'm a virgin, girl, like Jesus taking me, you know? But also in the same state, I think, and it's an idea that I recently got when speaking to my friend, we always limit ourselves to the thought of penetrative sex and think that's the only form of sex. Oral sex is actually still sex. Whereas, you know, people don't count that, but in as much as...
What are the chances of you having oral sex without actually going on?
I cannot tell you. Can I be honest? My body count, my penetrative body count is exceptionally low. It's exceptional. My friends even laugh at me like, ooh, we're not. My oral body count, I'm yes. Because I actually prefer. I prefer oral sex to penetrative sex.
Okay.
So I will do any and everything with you. No matter what, baby, don't ask me no. And I wouldn't mind because for me it's whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But to different people it's different, you know.
Okay,
I think we must make the distinction between penetrative and oral sex because it's still sex. You can still contract
I don't
other
think
things.
a lot of people know that
think
oral
it's
sex
a-
is sex. They're just like, oh, we just
Don't you think that
warming up to it. Like,
Yeah,
it's not
it's more
really
like-
anything. Yeah.
but
For
yeah,
men,
yeah,
that's
you think that's
it.
more not
For
actually
men,
sex.
yeah.
But you know,
That's something I just learned now.
Yeah, I think
Like,
generally
it's
for
actually sex as well.
women, where we tend to filter it's not about the type of sex, but more the quality of the sex. So if it wasn't that good, you're not
You don't choose it.
People are just like,
She's right.
Basically, you say that if it wasn't that good, I'm not gonna claim no more.
So you are wrong. Wait, so it doesn't count.
If I have to give a body count, an honest body count, I'm gonna count it. But like if I'm thinking back on the time that I had sex and that one was terrible, I'm gonna be like, I did not have sex that day. It did
because
not
it was
happen.
terrible.
But technically, you wouldn't claim it.
Technically
I
count.
won't claim it like
Yeah.
so
Okay, guys,
shitty.
going back to the
let's research it,
question,
guys.
is she a hoe or is she sexually liberal? Yes, no.
Final conclusions.
Sexually liberal.
conclusion.
Sexually liberal. I'm not gonna claim any
Don't
women
they do
as
the
a
same
whole.
thing?
I feel
Yeah.
like men need to change their mindset. Is that not every woman has an emotional attachment to you. Like some women are just wanna have sex. That's it. So yeah.
I agree with that. I just think it's high time that us as men, because I think you guys are right. It's like a concept we've
It's a
created.
social construct.
To shape women, like how we
keep the control as men and
to keep the
privilege.
control of women. So I think we just honestly need to sit down, and I think this needs to happen like in guys' safety. Because
The conversation
your girlfriends
is
and your girlfriends around you, they always tell you and they always try to educate you. But I think this is something we need to come together as gents and say, gents, you know what? Actually, calling me a hoe is wrong. Because I know some gents are comfortable like around girls. So they say, you know what? They're right. It's wrong. But when they're right, that happens
when it's the gents.
when you're
So
the
what
gents.
you're basically saying is that the conversations that need to change is around men.
Yes. It's a men issue and men are solving.
Okay.
Oh, but females as well, guys.
Okay.
What do you think? How or sexually liberal?
I genuinely think like hoe and sexually liberated are the same thing, but hoe has a more negative connotation. So therefore, if we move to sexually liberated, it's justified because now we're in a world where, listen guys, we can't call women hoes, and we have our own double standards. You understand? Now we're trying to exactly. So the first step there is to actually cancel out the word hoe, put in the word sexually liberated. Fine, it's positive connotations. I think that's all it is. Actually.
Yeah, that was
I think sexually liberated, right? But I think it's not just a conversation that needs to be had around men, right? Women also need to have it because even women, so I think it's a conversation that needs to be had all around. To say, all right, what is being sexually liberated, and it's a real thing. You can be sexually liberated, and yeah, I think it's a conversation that needs to happen across all genders and sexualities.
I think the term hoe needs to be confined to be an actual bottom tool, and we need to liberate ourselves as women and claim our sexuality for ourselves. Because at the end of the day, even if men are going to speak about it, we can't wait for men to give us that approval. We need to take it at the end of the day. And I also think we need to, as African people who are so confined by religion, who are so confined by our culture, need to have an honest conversation about whether all these confines are still relevant.
I'd say I'll go with sexually liberated as well. And I agree with me because as a young guy, like for example, I'm the youngest dude in my friends of circle. In my circle of friends. In my circle of friends. So when I'm sitting there with those niggas and they telling me like, yo brah, like what is a hoe, I'm looking up to these guys like, but there's someone in there that I respect, I have so much respect for, and I look up to this people.
Sexually liberated, but I don't feel there isn't a need to add a name to anything because we don't call men sexually liberated. We don't call, maybe the word player for men is a celebrated word, or is a word that's put down on. I don't think it should be named to anything. Human beings are sexual beings. We have penises, we have vaginas, we have all these sexual organs for a reason. So I think for the sake of society, sexually liberated, but it really doesn't matter. Just have sex with who you want to have sex with, it's just sex.
I completely agree. And I agree with like specifically when you say that sexually liberated because of society. So I think that's why it's necessary. But in an ideal and perfect world, there will be a need for but we need to address the issue then, I guess.
I totally agree with what he said. Like absolutely everything he said, 100%. So sexually liberated. You are covered.
I say sexually liberated because I don't think that we should actually give the word hoe the power that people have in the past. I don't necessarily think we have to define this to begin with because it is just someone's lifestyle. The same way someone would be like a painter or something. It doesn't have to be like this is what someone is because of what they're doing sexually. I just think that we have taken sex and made it something bigger than what it really is, and that is why we actually need to define it and all that stuff. But overall, if you own it and you don't have a problem with yourself doing what you want sexually, then the world will see it as sexually liberated as well. They won't get that idea of a hoe. And I think in society, because girls did what they did, and then they were called hoes and they were slut shamed, and they actually sort of succumbed to that, it allowed men or whoever else that calls them a hoe, it allowed them to have the power to use that word in a negative way. So if you believe in what you're doing, if you believe that I'm okay with myself having sex and I own it, then other people will too. So sexually liberated, if you really need to give it a title.
I already said we can answer.
Yeah.
So we done.
Yeah.